Okay guys, so can you hear how I'm playing it like this? Make it louder. But if you want to connect an external synth, you have to connect the gate into the gate, and then you have to connect the CV into the 1 volt per octave. Now what will happen is that I will trigger from the 303 the sequence, and the sequence will play from the computer through the Solar. What's cool about that is that I'm not affecting the 303. That's not what I'm doing. But I can affect the oscillator of the Solar, right? So basically what I'm doing is I can pick the waveform, the octaves, tune it on a square. There's pulse width modulation as well. There's a bunch of different things you can do. But the point is I can also pass it through the filter. And remember that the cool thing about the Solar is that it has that dual filter. Or you can link it together, link the filters together, and then you can get something like this. And of course, the thing is that it's connected to the computer, so the tempo adjustments will be affecting also the Solar, so you can hear it like this. I have the envelope of the oscillator going into the filter as well, so you get something like this. And then to make it even crazier, basically, I have the whole thing going through a microcosm. The microcosm is a multi-effects pedal, and so the effect is kind of like this. It took me a while to figure this out because basically I'm not that familiar with modular. I'm getting into it a little bit now, but the point is that when you have a synth that doesn't have MIDI, you need to figure out a way to get CV and gate into it. CV is going to be control voltage, and that's going to be more like the pitch of the sound, and gate is going to be more the time that the sound is played for. So basically duration. What you're going to find though is that a lot of equipment that's out nowadays is actually being sold with CV gate and sometimes other sync options out. What's cool about that is that you might have lying around your studio a MIDI to CV gate converter, but you don't even realize it, but it's your Behringer 303. Okay, that's what's cool. So this and also the Odyssey have gate out and other outs, and so that's what I did in the performance. Now I have the 303 set up to oscillator B, VCO B. I have the Odyssey going into VCO A. So those two VCOs basically are what you would typically be playing with the keyboard, but now they're being basically sequenced. They're basically being sequenced like that. And that's super cool too, because what it does is you can hear in the performance that's coming up is that there is a way now that you can synchronize your beats to your Solar, or if you're going to perform and you want it to be part of your live setup, it's a way that you can sync it all in. Now that's all obvious to people who are like modular people who have a background, and I'm late to the party in a way, but the reason why I didn't get into modular is it just happened to happen when I started having kids, and I couldn't afford to get into it, and so I never really got into it. And then the problem is that it is somewhat complicated, so if you don't know your way around, the basics are fairly easy. It can get a little bit more sophisticated, but even the basics for me of figuring out how to make the Solar talk to Ableton, I had to do this workaround. And I don't know if it's really a workaround or if it's the right way of doing it, but that's what I did. And then in the end, there's the U control, which is an old piece of equipment too, but it's still super good. I've had that thing for like 20 years. That is firing off drums that are basically playing live looping. So the point of this video is that I wanted to show you how you can connect your Solar to the other equipment in your studio, but specifically to your computer. And that's the thing that's, for me, really important, because when I perform, I want to be able to do multiple things, and the computer is part of my setup. I'm not a DAWless completely. Point being is that the integration was super important, and I figured it out. That was not easy, but that's the point, and that's why I wanted to share it with you. I hope this is helpful, because this took me a second to understand, but now that I understand it, I think there's going to be a lot more possibilities that this opens up. So I'm looking forward to experimenting more with this and seeing what's to come. Anyway, thank you guys, and talk to you again soon.